people, welcome to another edition of Faces of Nigeria, where we get to showcase talented Nigerians. I'm Temitope Kokola, and on today's edition, I have Akimbenje Idowoluwashino, the young man who invented this trumpet. Join us and let's find out what he has to say.
My name is Akimbenje Idowoluwashino. I'm from Ondo State. I'm 25 years old. I'm the one that invented this musical instrument called the rhythm whistle. I started from proper step when I was in primary 6. Then I was using it on the assembly with my friend. From there, when I moved on to secondary school, I was still using it in school when I was at Ikosi Senior High School in Ketu, other post of local government. So I was a notable student then because I used it on the assembly. That usually make people to come to assembly ground, people who wouldn't have come to the assembly ground, but because of the instrument, because it made our morning devotion lively. So they do come around, and that gave me a kind of honor. When I came to Lagos, I was 16 years old. I think I'm a runaway boy because I ran away from home because I was a gentle guy when I was with my mom in Ondo State, and I do hawk fish. So there was one particular night my mommy came back from work. She was like, "ID, did I go out to see the woman she asked me to go and see?" And apparently she didn't send me on any errand. And that particular night she took it so serious that I won't sleep in the house if I didn't go and collect that money. So, and it was very strange to me because I've never seen my mom in that kind of mood before. And she was like, "ID, you won't sleep in this house." So, out of fear, I ran to church. When I got to my church, I told the pastor that I want to have a vigil. Pastor was like, there was no vigil. I said it was personal, and the man allowed me to enter church. So I slept in church. When it was 4 a.m. in the morning, so I was hearing a voice in my head that, "ID, now stand up. Go to Lagos. Go to Lagos." I've never been to Lagos in my life before. So I kept hearing that sound, "ID, you have to go to Lagos." So I stood up, I ran to my home, I slid into my room, and I carried my clothes and this is my instrument. I came to Lagos, I boarded a bus to Lagos. When we got to Bega, they said, "This is Lagos." Some people came down, I also came down with them. So I didn't know where I was just running around, trekking from one place, one street to another, until I got to Akute. So when I got there, I knew that that place was Akute. And it was around 11 p.m. So I entered a street, I heard hallelujah, and God said I had to go to that church. So I entered the church. Immediately I got there, they were about to start praise and worship because they had a program that particular night. So as they were about to start the praise and worship, I brought out my instruments. As they were singing, I was playing along with them, and the pastor came to me and said, "Wow, young man, what is this?" I said, "This is a musical instrument. I designed it by myself." The man was so excited and urged me to join the choir. So I joined that night. We worshiped God together. After the whole program, the man came to me and said he wanted me to be coming to his church. And I told him that I just came here. I'm from Ondo State. I don't know anybody. They were like, "Wow, you are too young to do this. What about your parents?" I said, "I'm in Ondo State." The man was like, "Okay, where am I going to sleep tonight?" I said, "I don't know." So he asked me to go and sleep with the choir master. So I followed the choir master home. I slept there. The following morning, the pastor came to me and said it was God that took me out, that God wanted to use me, that there's no problem, that if I can work as a houseboy, that he would take me to a place. I said, "No problem, I've never done that before, but I will try it." So he took me to one grandma in Akute that I was working as a houseboy. When I moved from Akute, out of frustration, because I wanted to finish my secondary school then, because the woman does not want me to go back to school. So I moved away from that place. I went back to Ketu. When I got to Ketu, I was selling yogurt, Oken yogurt in Ketu, my 12, and I got money. Thank God for this woman, Iya Ishat. She's the one that saw me and helped me, took me to her home and counseled me and said there's a need for me to go back to school. So I got money and I processed my admission in Ikosi Senior High School then, because when I left Ondo State, I was in GS3. I still need to go to SS1. So I wrote exam, and eventually they took me in in Kosisino High School. So as I was growing up, schooling at the same time, and this woman that happened to be my helper lives in a room with 5 children and a husband. It got to a point that I didn't feel comfortable, and I came up with an idea that, Mommy, please, let me go and look for where I can work as a houseboy so that at least they will give me an accommodation, a shelter. And she said, that's a good idea. So we talked some people, and eventually God helped me. I got one in Magodo Estate. So I worked with Mr. Ugunkoya, who's the man from Ijebu, and at the same time, he allowed me, I was schooling at the same time doing my work. But none of my friends knew then that I was a houseboy in school because I was brilliant, and they do call me pastor because of my instruments. I play my instruments on the assembly ground. So, but today, I think God has been so kind. And when I moved away from that place, because it got to a point that the Baba does not want me to go to school, does not want me to continue my school again. So I need to stop, say that I face the job or I leave his house. And I have no other choice. I left the place. I joined a security job, shepherd guard. And I started doing it, and to the glory of God, I was able to pass out my secondary school. I wrote my work, and the result was okay. And that's how I started. And today, I think God has been so kind to me. There was a day they had one funeral in my town, back then in Ondo State, and I saw the instrumentalists, the trumpeters, playing the trumpet. As they were playing it, it just occurred to me that I can do this thing. So I ran to our backyard, and I plugged the purpose there, and I fixed the lalums to the mouth, and I blew it. So we bring out, there was a similarity in the sound. So that is how I started. And since then, I kept on practicing, improving every day. And today, it has really helped me a lot, because from this, I've been able to help myself academically. I'm able to rent an apartment, and this is what has made me know so many people. People invite me in churches, in schools. I supply schools also. I train students how to play it. So I goes around selling. So I think God has really blessed me to some extent. 15 years ago, I started this musical instrument. And today, I think God has been so kind to me because I feel happy each time I play it. Even my friends, they were jealous of me. They want to be like Heidi. Wherever we go out and there's a need for an entertainment. So I entertain them with my instruments. So that made them have great fun. As I've said earlier, that I started from purpose step. So as I was growing up, I discovered that there's a need for me to improve the material. So I moved on to plumbing material, like pipes. I started from pipes, plumbing materials. From there, I moved on to dignity pipes, which is 25 mm. And I also use main bush and nylon. I also use wrapping paper and sellotape. So these are the components. I have people working with me, though they've gone now because they were in school when they used normally come around then. But now they finished their secondary school, they moved on. So I'm the only one doing it right now. And I'm praying for God to send me destiny helper so that we can take it to a better places. At the same time, so that we can get a good material and make it worldwide, so that it will be more presentable than this. I've trained about 5 people. And today, they are happy because each time they see me, they were like, Uncle, you are the one that gave us something tangible. Because through this thing, they are able to help themselves, help their parents also, where they wouldn't have gone to. But they've gone there because of this thing. So I think I'm happy for that. That one way or the other, I've touched their destinies. It has always been my dream to be a great lecturer. At the same time, I have passion for music. Because when I was in school then, I used to sing. People call me Fuji, but thank God for Christianity now. I'm a Christian. I'm no longer singing that kind of song again. So that has always kept me going, that someday I also want to invent something that will in music industry, so that my name will also appear among the notable people in the world. I want to be a successful businessman because I've tasted business and I think I like it. So I'll be very glad if I can see people that will come and subscribe to this idea of mine to make it, to go into mass production so that it will be used worldwide. I've had so many challenges and from my friends. God, then they used to abuse me that I say, come on, you are doing like a kid. Why are you picking plastic around and wrapping paper, using it to produce something? But I thank God because today they do have reason to come to me and say, Heidi, we need your help. We want to be like you. So I think that is the challenge I have. Initially, my parents were not happy when they saw me doing this because I once gained admission at Osun State College of Education. But along the line, we went on strike. So during the strike, I eventually got into this business because I couldn't take it serious then. Before the strike, it was during the course of strike that I got really opened my eyes that I can get money from this thing. Because then there was a rumor that the strike would be over in the next 2 weeks, and I needed 15,000 naira for me to go back to school. And I look around, my parents doesn't have that money, and I call my uncle that lives in Lagos that want to come around to Ozu so that I can get some money. So I tried my best, I couldn't secure a job, and God told me that He has given me something that can fetch me money. It was then I slept and I had the dreams, I saw myself producing this thing, and immediately I woke up, I bought some materials and I started gradually. I think I produced 30 pieces first, and fortunately it was during program at Redemption Camp, and I took it there. So within an hour I sold everything. I was able to realize 15,000 naira. So people came to me and said, wow, you mean you are the one that make this? This is what we want I used to be doing. You are creative. Do you know you can start supplying schools, you market big school, then you make money. That is how I started. On Monday, I went to one private school, and I introduced the instrument to them. The proprietress was so excited, and she introduced it to the student, and they subscribed to the ideas. That was how I trained the student how to play it, and that's how I started. But today, my parents are really happy because they saw me doing good. So I'm taught in my family, in third position in my family. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister in my family. And today, I think God has been so kind to me because my mommy loves me and she always supports me in this, my work. I started this, my business, about 15 years ago. And when I was at Osun State College of Education, that we went on strike and I needed money for me to go back to school, that I eventually ventured into this business in year 2016 to this very moment. Now, I think God has been so kind to me. I could remember then the number that I took to the market was just 30 pieces, and I sold one 500 naira. And today, the smaller one, I take 100 pieces out every day. And within 4 or 5 hours, I will sell everything, and I will come back to my house and have fun. And I think with that, God has been so kind because I'm happy doing it. Wherever I take it out, I see the market women and men happy with me. Some of them will even abandon their market. They will be playing with their friend, come and buy Jesus with you, because they see it as a kind of way of praising God. So I think one way or the other, I'm happy that I'm not a threat to the community. One way or the other, I've impacted lives because people patronize me. They appreciate the glory of God for my life. I'm selling this one 200 naira per one. When I take it to the market, and I normally take 100 pieces out, and within 4 or 5 hours, I will finish everything. I will come back home, and I think in a day, I normally make up to 20,000, if not at all. If the market is bad, I'll get like 18,000, and I think I'm happy. And I go to market twice in a week. My advice for people outside there is that they should go ahead with their visions. They shouldn't compromise their faith because God has given each and every one of us one thing, one potential. So we need to discover it and at the same time develop it. And I wish everybody success. I want people to remember me for this musical instrument because I want it to go worldwide so that the new generation will come and meet it and it will be useful for them. So I think with this, I'm going to leave a blueprint on the surface of this band if I will leave.
We've come to the end of this interesting episode. Maybe I get to go home with one of this. This guy is super talented as he gets to make all those products from locally available materials. Do you have something interesting to share with us? Do you know somebody with an inspiring story? Why not share with us via info@corp.night.com. I'm Temitope Kokola.